I'm going to say Jam, Midzi, Freeman for my top three.
I'm going to go
There's going to be a
for...
massive turn one crash, and Hooperlicious is going to be pacing the wrong way. Watch this space. Probably not, though, as we're going up to 5 red lights. Let's hope we do have a clean start, and it's lights out, and away we go. Looks like a reasonable start from Hooperlicious, as Midzi looks like to have a cracker, as he's going to have a go at Jam Ham coming into turn one. Looks to have made the move cleanly, but Jam is going to fight it on the inside. Has to back out of it. Freeman stays in fourth. Smoke has dropped down a few places from his starting position. Don't know what's happening with Smoke there. He's got damage. It's not been a good start from him at all from P11. Dylan's lost a place at the start, of course starting on the mediums. B-Dunk's now trying a move on Dylan at the back. Back up front, Hooperlicious is trying to check out of front. Got a 6/10 gap at the moment, but Midzi is not letting him go at all. As Ham Jam's made a move on Ryan Jones and the hairpin, going side by side. Ryan Jones looks to be keeping that position, but Ham could try up the inside here. Thinks better of it.
So I was just keeping an eye on Bez's connection. Hopefully Beast can fill us in how it is. Yeah, a very clean start. It's to the first lap, which is always encouraging to see.
Yeah, and Smoke's dropped down another position as Nicky's got past him. So Nicky's up P4 to P14. One of the big movers. Mercs and Paraquats are going side by side here, going into the final chicane. I think Jam is right behind Ryan Jones. No, he's right ahead of Ryan Jones, actually. Just right behind Freeman as there's interesting position changes as Merc pits in the first lap. I think Mercs must have had damage. It's a big shame from him.
Yeah, so Merc should know that. Carlo bring him back in the race. Unfortunately, Bez's connection, I can see on the screen, isn't looking great. I'm going to have to send him the invite and he'll have to retire.
Yeah, big shame from Bezos. Probably on for decent points. As Darnell's gone off, it looks like, because of Bezos' connection. Yeah. Yeah, that's a connection issue there that's caused Darnell to go off, and now on P17 is Darnell.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Crap, what happened to him?
Bezos lagged on Degner 2, and his lagged car went straight into the back of Darnell, and Darnell went off the track. So definitely Bezos is going to have to retire.
Yeah, I've sent him in the invite. Yeah, he's letting everyone through.
Backed out of it, letting everyone past. Big shame there from Bezos, but his connection has already affected someone's race. Just a shame that was affected like that before we got the message to him. But Jam, I think, just set the fastest lap of the race, hoping to stay with Hooperlicious and Midzi. As Ham's now got up the inside of Freeman. So, big mover so far at the start of the race is Mr. Ham Jam. As Bezos is, retired in the pits. Shame for him. It's now having a look at position changes. So we have Darnell down 6, so he's not out of the race. I don't think he's got damage from that. And he'll be looking to get right back up there quite quickly. Nicky up 5, one of the big movers. Jitto up 4. Beast and Snipes up 3. And Mercs and Bezos also, of course, big losers at the start. Yellow flag in sector 1.
Yeah, it's just Bez's cars has come back out. It disappears by the time they all come around.
Yeah. Should do. I don't think it takes too long for a car to disappear.
So no one's really... I think the biggest gap at the moment is Beast to Zydrad, which unfortunately I think the car in between that gap was Beza. So Beast already is going to have the disadvantage of probably using a bit more ERS than the cars behind. So I think this is where you might start to see our 2 separate races in this Grand Prix.
Yep, just going on board with Snipes now as he might be able to have a run on Beast here.
And looks like actually going towards turn 1, Zydrad's going to try something around the outside of Race Roller. Bit of a difficult
Oh,
place
yep,
for
just
him
seen
around
that.
the outside, but
Race
Race
Roller
Roller,
positions his car very
Yep.
well. As does Beast to stay ahead of Snipes. As B-Dunk is making a move on Paraquix.
yeah, he's done
So
it.
the mediums are working quite
Oh!
well for B-Dunk at the moment, but he nearly loses it, and
Yeah.
Paraquix does manage to get past him.
Yeah, that move in the
Darnell
end,
is waiting in the wings.
yeah, that move was wasted in the end
Able
by
to pounce
B-Dunk.
on this.
His rear got on the grass, lost a bit. Now he's got his teammate
Yeah.
behind him on a different strategy. Will Team Orders come into it, even though it's 15th, and he's gone wide again. And
Yep,
Darnell,
he's not putting up a fight there.
yeah,
Knows Darnell has better pace at this part of the race. As Jam Ham's up the inside of Midzy going into the hairpin. Loses it a little on exit. But they're going to be going side by side. Midzy's probably got the better position, and although Jam's got a lot better pace on the straight, and he's able to stay ahead of Midzy here. And he's now going to hunt after Hoopalicious. Jam said he had the qualifying pace, so we'll see if he has the race pace. Didn't have the best start, of course, losing a position, but he's fought back now. Ham is now right on the back of Midzy as well. This race is far from over. Of course, top 8 all in DRS of each other.
it's worth noting Snipes, who's in 10th place, only 10th behind you, Beast Assassin, is on the mediums. And I think he might
he's
make
trying
a
to
move.
move this lap.
Yeah, if things
Oh, I didn't notice that. He's on the mediums, yeah.
Oh, he's had a
He
poor
makes
exit, though.
a bad exit. Is Jitto going to be close to him? I think he's got a bit of momentum here. Is Jitto? He's
Yeah,
going
he
to try
has.
and move.
He's using all of his ERS. He's already down about 20% on ERS already. I think, fortunately for B,
As Darnell is
getting-
now right on the back of Paraquix as well, hoping to make up for that wide moment. Just going to go back to what tyres people are on.
Yeah, Merckx, of course, in 18th, must have got involved in something in lap 1. He's going to have to hope,
Yeah.
unless he's got really good pace, way of him getting back into the race of hopeful for a points finish is a safety car, which we have seen quite a bit this weekend. Oh, just on board.
As Darnell's going around the outside of Paraquix. Yep, going into the hairpin. Been following this battle since the start of the lap.
Yeah, is he going to do it?
He's got a good exit.
traction.
Paraquix is pushing
Tight.
him.
Oh.
Paraquix looks like he might be staying ahead. Darnell's running very low on ERS and needs to make this move.
Oh, is he going to... Oh, no!
Oh!
It's not a...
And as well to stay out, Dylan. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not been a good start to the race, sadly, from SLR Darnell.
Wasn't expecting much going into the race anyway, but yeah, that's probably going to put him in a separate race now with Merckx, unfortunately. I think maybe making a move around the outside of Spoon was a bit ambitious. Yeah. Unfortunately that's... Oh, in fact, well, B-Dunk's just got past Paraquix as well. Para looks like he's struggling now after that. I don't know if he's got damage.
I wonder if he has. I know Darnell definitely has.
Nah, he's got no damage.
You
with
saw a
Para.
bit of his wing flash off.
Back to the front though. Beast, the gap, still 2 seconds from Zydrad in, looks, again, the 2 races going on.
So seeing Hoopalicious and Jam Ham are trying to create their 3rd race as Midzy is fallen back from them and he's run wide in Degna 2 and Ham Jam looks like he might have a run on him. Is he going to try and move into the hairpin here?
He's going to go for it, he's
is.
gone for it!
Oh, he's gone very deep.
And Freeman!
Just avoids
Freeman's making a
contact
move.
him.
Sorry, yeah, Freeman is just going to make a move on Midzy. Now he's going around the outside, he's almost on the grass. Brave stuff almost by Freeman, but taking advantage of Midzy going a bit wide on Ham's overtake. He's going for the inside, is Freeman! Oh, that's a risky one, but he's pulled it off.
That's a great move there by Freeman. Midzy, I think, even respectable run, but he's looking to fight back going towards 130R is Midzy. As I tell you who's going to be fighting going into the start-finish straight, which I will actually go on board with now. It's Jam Ham and Hoopalicious. Jam Ham needs a good exit here, but Hoopalicious has looked very good in the final sector. Yeah, Midzy picks up a penalty.
I think Jam's going to use his O's and DRS. We're going to see him
Jam,
move.
He's going to be trying to move here. Yep. For the race lead. Just gone alongside him.
Oh, is he?
Hoopalicious is fighting it on the
Go
inside.
on!
Oh, they touched
What a
slightly, but Jam makes the move around the outside.
That is the move of a current world champion. Quality stuff there from Jam Ham, and very respectful stuff from Hoop as well. He didn't give him that much respect, but without a doubt, Hoop's going to fight back. He's got the ERS for it, and now he's got the DRS, so the battle is not yet over.
Yeah, I don't know whether Jam caught Hoopalicious unawares there, but That was a fantastic move, braving it out around the outside. Both thinking of, yeah, and Hooperlicious, of course, thinking of the long game here. But Jam is now going to look to streak away.
He is, and Hooper's...
And maybe with a good result here, put himself back into the championship hunt with his teammate. Of course, the gap's about 57 points, I think it was, going into this race. So
it is
to extend that.
It is indeed, of course. Ham said a few days ago that he wasn't very confident going into this race, so was it going to be a case of damage limitation? At the moment, he's in third place. He's out of DRS zone from Hoop. But third place at the moment is still not a bad job, but he is under pressure from Division 1 champion from Season 3, Freeman, and Midzi is behind.
Actually, I don't think this battle is over at all between Hooperlicious and Jam Ham, as Hooperlicious is now in... Probably he was closer than what Jam was on the last lap, and he's going to be trying a move now.
It is indeed. It's going to be a vice versa move from what we saw last time round, but the move's already going to get done before turn 1, it is.
Yeah, it is. Very comfortable move there. Snipes has made a move on Beast as well. You're seeing lots of position changes now. Jitto's in the pits for the hards.
It's not. Why is he not going? Oh, have I just had a? Okay, that was a bit odd. But yeah, Jitto's in the pits. I don't think that was for damage. I think this is straight now. He's onto the hard, so that will be his last pit stop and his only pit stop. Hopefully,
of course, getting held up a bit behind Snipes and Beast. I think the soft medium and soft hard are very similar around this track. So Jitto's looking to get out of that train he's in. Clearly feels he has a lot better pace than Snipes and Beast, and is trying to propel himself into the points. See how that works for him. Keep an eye on that gap. Yeah, we're now seeing a few drivers pick up penalties now. Very easy to do, and on the Degners especially on this track. As Ham is looking to get out of the DRS of Freeman, it's very close to doing so at the moment. Midzi has, after losing a couple of places, not fallen back too much.
Just to note, we saw a pit stop earlier from SLR Darnell pitting after he'd from me. He's onto the medium, so I'm presuming he's probably going to do another stop towards the end of the race. I don't expect the mediums to last the end of the race.
They could. I think they do last about 20 laps if you stretch them, but it's going to be tight there from SLR Darnell. Probably hoping for another safety car, of course.
Yeah, I think we have a few drivers hoping that already. Hoop has stretched the gap at the front, Sem, it seems. Well, only to a half a second, but no challenge this time around.
I'm on board with Nicky at the moment, as he is closing in on UK Beast Assassin. And none of them elect to pit to cover off Jitto's undercut. So it looks like they're all going to be trying the mediums.
Oh, Nicky's got a bit wide.
Yeah, he's going to be picking up a lot of penalties, I think, here, Nicky, if he doesn't improve on his track limits later on this race. Yeah, Paraquix has got into the pits. Interesting to see where he comes out relative to Merckx.
I think we're...
Zydrad picks up a penalty as well.
I think we're maybe starting to see the mediums come into their zone now. Beast is a second and a half off Snipes. The gap between Snipes and Zydrad, it's stabilised, but of course... I mean, it depends what strategy Snipes is going to go on. If he's doing the medium to hards, he can go out and do a few more laps extra on these mediums and the softs. Unless he's doing the medium to soft, he's already going to be babysitting the mediums if that is the case. But still doing a good job.
Yeah, just on board with him now. He's closing in a bit towards the top guys. Will be open to go long. Either medium soft or medium hard from him, most likely. Could see him lead the race at some point anyway. Jam, yep, he's not let Hooperlicious go. Could be expecting a stop from the top guys, because now is when the pit window opens for the mediums, and we do see Jam Ham jump in. As Ham stays out, Freeman stays out, Midzi stays out, Ryan Jones stays out, Race Roller stays out, as does Zydrad. So it's just Jam Ham going for the undercut now, as Nicky pits as well.
Interesting to see where Jam comes out.
Jam has gone onto the medium.
Is he going to have the fresh air? I think
if he has a good outlap here, I think he will jump Hooperlicious. The undercut is quite powerful here. But I have to keep an eye on where he comes out versus Dylan. Dylan does come out ahead, but by enough of a gap, I think, that he won't disrupt Jam Ham too much. Although of course he could become a factor once the others have pit. Very surprised that neither of the Hasses have pit, to be honest, because the softs don't last too many laps. I guess it has been a lobby restart, so their tyre wear would have reset from Q2. So they don't have that to worry about, as Race Roller is all over the back of Ryan Jones.
Jam's looking already very quick out on the mediums. I know he's only been out for not even half a lap, but I've just seen him go through the Degners. Oh, at some speed. So I expect Hoop's going to come into the pits this lap to
he's
cover
going
off.
to have to cover him. It's going to be very, very close. I think I will go on board with Hoop as he's probably going to be coming into the pits now to see how close it is to Jam Ham. Should he go on board with Jam Ham? I think actually it's probably a more interesting one.
Is Hoop going to pit? Let's have a look. He goes into the pits. So this is it.
Yep.
And he's just made it.
Race Roller was just behind Ryan Jones and has elected to...
Oh, I'll tell you what, I think Hoop's going to get caught in the pits here. No, he isn't.
Oh, he isn't. He just is released ahead of Ryan Jones. I've just seen that.
Nicky's out.
Oh, Nicky's at VSC. This is going to help those who are in the pits at the moment. We'll see how this affects Jam Ham and Hoopalicious, but he's now having to drive at the delta speed. Hoopalicious, interestingly, has gone for the hards, but Jam's come out. He's come out behind Hoopalicious.
Yes, that would have
a bit of a misstep by Hoopalicious onto the start. Yeah, Hoopalicious having to back out for his delta. This is a bit of a misstep from Hoopalicious, though.
Well, this is going to be interesting now, though, because Hoopalicious is on the mediums, but Jam is behind on the mediums. Yep. So, well, what that will mean is obviously Jam's going to be a bit more cautious on the tyres, but in the first few laps... He's going to have that
pace initially. He's going to have that pace initially.
So it's going to be one of them where Jam...
And he did look like he's had similar pace to Hoop.
Yeah, he needs to get his foot down now, just Jam. He needs to get ahead of Hoop.
Yeah. He needs to get ahead of Dylan first. Car between them kind of acts as a bit of a roadblock.
I don't expect Dylan to fight, though, because it's in a complete different race. Yeah, he's Jam out the space, and yeah.
And he's absolutely going to let Ham past as quickly as he possibly can, with them both being teammates. But now I'm expecting Freeman and Race Roller to come in at the end of this lap. This could cost them a bit, as some of the others got a bit of a free stop onto the VSC. Yeah, Jam, he's got to really get past Hoopalicious this lap, really.
Freeman's in the pits. And so is Race Roller. Oh, and Jam really cutting that chicane. He's getting a good exit on Hoop. This is when he needs to make that move.
Yeah, he's going to be having a move here. So maybe watch out for Freeman coming out of the pits.
Oh, he's going to go around the outside. Is he going to be?
He's quite far back.
Is it going to be Deja Vu? It's a bit tighter. He's got the grip advantage.
Yep, Hoopalicious is fighting it more. As they're going side by side through the S's now.
It's not done yet, though.
Still fighting. He does. No. He's going up inside. Oh, he's made contact.
Oh, good stuff. We are really seeing...
And look at how much time Freeman has lost. He's now dropped behind Ryan Jones, Zydrad, and Zydrad. But he's on the freshest tyres out of all of them.
We're really seeing...
Snipes and B-Dunk are the top two.
We're really seeing the quality in this race from the elite guys. Again, showing why they are the very best. The overtakes they're doing. We're seeing fantastic racecraft as well. Unfortunately, we've seen quite a bit in recent weeks where there isn't a few collisions, but this is a fantastic advert for SLR at the moment.
Yep. And this battle is not going to be over as Ham Jam is looking to make it 3 as he's got past Dylan. Presumably whilst Jam Ham and Hoopalicious were fighting. Must have missed that.
I think he wants to do it before the chicane. He's using the airs already. Is he going to make a move going into...
Round the outside of 130 R maybe? Oh, he's so close to the back of him. Is he going to go out the inside? No, he's going to be waiting for the straight, but Hoopalicious will have DRS on Jam Ham.
He will,
so that might help him out a bit. But Ham's still probably got enough for the time being. He sets the fastest lap of the race, absolutely flying as Midzy has now got past Dylan. Ryan Jones is now right behind Dylan as well. Dylan runs wide a bit. Ryan Jones, is he going to try and move into the S's here? Nope, thinks better of it. Of course, we see that move didn't quite work for Hoopalicious when he tried it. As Dylan spins.
Dylan's round! Oh, he's
gone off the track, luckily, but... And hasn't
and
got any damage.
right behind Ryan Jones. Oh, that was very close.
Smoke's now got past Dylan.
Yeah.
Yes, Zydrad, will he be looking for a move into the hairpin? And of course, will he be thinking... will his teammate be thinking of making a move on him? Of course, got a lap fresher tyres, so might have a better pace to get through this traffic. Well, I wouldn't say it's traffic, really. Ryan Jones is going very, very quickly himself, but...
So, at the front, Ham is right behind Hoop again, and Jam seems to have caught B-Dunk now, of course, in both different races, so I don't expect B-Dunk, the same as Dylan a bit earlier, to fight this battle, but Ham's going to make the move.
Ham is going for a move, yep. Down the inside. Hoop is going to fight it, and he's touched! Oh.
Got away with that one. He backed out of that right at the last second.
Jam is going to probably be making a move on B-Dunk, who is using all of his ERS to stay ahead. So B-Dunk, thank you B-Dunk for now making this race really interesting. Oh, Jam nearly goes into the back of him.
Zydrad's past
But B-Dunk is going to hold it up all through the S's. Yep, I missed that. But yeah, B-Dunk is going to be holding Jam up all the way through the S's here, as I said. That's going to allow Hoopalicious, Ham, Midzy to close the gap a bit maybe as well. But yeah, Jam's got to get past him as soon as possible. Having said that, Hoop's not closing in massively, so these hards really aren't working for him at the moment.
I think the medium tyres, I think 13, 14 laps on the medium tyres, I reckon they're towards the end of their life now. B-Dunk, I've been seeing him go wide a few times, and of course we saw Dylan go off in the first sector. Yeah, I reckon we might see I'd be surprised. Yeah, 13, 14 laps for me on the mediums, that would be more than enough. But of course these drivers are elite, so maybe they can do stuff. I can't. But Jam, I think he might make the move here on B-Dunk. I think he's going to do it. Yeah,
B-Dunk's not fighting it this time. And now Hoop is right behind him. I know Hoop and B-Dunk know each other quite well, so maybe that's why B-Dunk was fighting, to help Hoop out a bit. I think they do co-own a lead together. So I'm expecting B-Dunk to not make this hard for Hoopalicious at all.
So what? I mean, you might be right.
sets the fastest lap of the race. And B-Dunk does back out of it as well. Ham Jam does not want to affect the battle for the race lead at all.
It's sensible
picks up
by
another
B-Dunk.
penalty. Yeah, he's in his own race. Doesn't want to get into too many incidents. Ham did have a bit of run on him. Not quite sure how Snipes' pace has been relative to these guys, but I know he'll be absolutely flying on the softs. Like, he's not...
It's okay, he's doing a good job. I mean, if he can keep this pace up for another, I'm going to say, 3-4 laps, then depending on how good he's been with the tyres, with the current mediums he's on, then softs be fast towards the end. I think it's gone down by 2 tenths though in the past few corners, and he's just got a penalty as well.
Yeah, that could affect the battle in the midfield for him, as Zydrad has now closed right up to Midzy. Pit box on the same lap, both of these, so kind of expecting Midzy to have a bit more pace relative to Zydrad here, but as they're both very quick drivers. But Zydrad's now braking very late into the chicane. Is he going to try and move onto the start-finish straight? Might be a bit too far back. Midzy's running very low on his ERS. Zydrad, he's not going to try and move now, as they're both also closing up to B-Dunk. Expecting the next lap or two, Snipes and B-Dunk to be diving into the pits, as well as Dylan.
That gap at the top is definitely closing now between Jam and Snipes. I reckon, yeah, those tyres are gradually starting to fall away now from Snipes.
Agreed.
What else we got going on?
It looks like again we have about 3 different races going on. We got Jam, Hoop, and Ham, Midzy, Zydrad, Ryan Jones, and Freeman. Yep, Midzy has now caught B-Dunk. So could this be Zydrad's opportunity to maybe sneak a move on him, whilst Midzy's got some dirty air on his own?
I think Owen just mentioned in the stream chat a few minutes ago that once again this week Div 3 has had the most finishes.
Oh, is that so? That's... Yep, they've Div 3, very, very clean division at the moment. It shows that you don't have to necessarily be the quickest drivers to be the most clean.
There's an awful lot of
respectable racing.
B-Dunk's in the pits.
Yep. Probably considering putting on a soft set of softs from here, but yep. That's now freed up Midzi a bit, and has now given Zydrad a clean shot. I thought, yeah, B-Dunk has gone onto the softs. Expecting snipes in this lap, probably.
Yeah,
Dylan's in as well.
Well, Dylan's in again. Or was he finally...
Well, Dylan hadn't pit, he spun,
Oh, of course, yeah. Hooper's keeping up Jam despite the difference in tyre. So,
yep, could see him become a factor at the end of the race, whilst after to Jam's tyres are inevitably going to fade a bit. Yeah, interestingly, B-Dunk's filtered out in P14.
Worth a mention for Race Roller in 9th. Sorry, Sam. He's about almost 2 seconds away from Freeman, but he's a safe distance out of smoke. In Division 1 earlier this season was Race Roller. Since he's been in Elite, he's probably actually been one of the drivers who's impressed me the most. I'm just trying to think in the championship.
Yeah, he's got 2 P10 qualifying spots in a row.
Yeah, I mean, 10th place in the championship with 50 points.
Very, very respectable season from him. I've raced with him a few times. He's
absolutely
very
good.
committed. I know, and of course he's basically doing as good as you can do with the aliens. Oh, hang on, speaking of them, Zydrad's going to go around the outside of Midzi into turn 1, goes off the track slightly, but Midzi keeps the place. Yeah, interesting to see where Snipes filters out here.
He has...
Also, another one to mention, who doesn't have any penalties here, UK Beast Assassin. He said hopefully that Beast and Smoke will be in the points, and Beast is in the points, and he doesn't have any penalties at the moment, so...
He's going to have a bit of a tough ride, though.
To get a good top 10 finish.
He's got Snipes right behind him, though, of course, on the softer tyres compared to Beast hard, so I expect Snipes will get past in a few laps' time. But yeah, Beast, he's having a great race. The current Division 2 champion, of course, of last season.
Yep. Getting that silver star on his name. I'm sure, of course, there's having a bit of a debate whether it should be a gold one. As Beast has got past... Beast and Snipes are going side by side now. Snipes, of course, on his fresher tyres. So Beast has dropped down to P11 out of the points, but if you can stay close enough to Smoke, then might be able to get Smoke on... Maybe on track, maybe on penalties. We'll have to wait and see. But now Snipes really... He's got to get past Smoke as quickly as possible. Don't expect Smoke to fight this too hard. They are teammates. And then go on the back of Race Roller and co. And Race Roller, by the way, he's not that far behind the likes of Freeman, Ryan Jones, Zydrad, and Midzi.
Yeah, he
seems to
be catching. I think he's gained about half a second in the past lap alone. So whether that's because
I tell you who's catching as well, Hoopalicious. He was about 2 tenths behind Jam coming into the first corner that lap. As Snipe is let go by Smoke. As Jitto's got past Beast there. As Beast has spun. Beast has spun.
Oh, no.
Turn 1.
Oh,
that's good for him.
Oh, no.
He's having a really good race.
Commentator's curse, was it?
B-Dunk does get past. Yeah. Merckx is now in the pits again.
He's going on to the softs. Going for the fastest lap. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, I mean, the hards wouldn't have made the end from lap 1 anyway, but...
Hey, what? You were right earlier about Race Roller. Within a second of Freeman now.
Yeah, but doesn't have any penalties either, so...
But
if he's on at the moment, he'll be on possibly a P6.
Yeah.
But I don't want to jinx him, of course.
Yeah. Snipes'
curse has already come out today.
Snipes is going to join the battle as well. He's 5.4 seconds behind, but I'd say give it 4 laps, maybe 5 laps.
Yeah, he's going on about a second a lap.
Yep. But Zydrad, I'm just looking at Zydrad, he's right behind Midzi now. What's the exit going to be like? Midzi's got a bit of a better exit.
Yeah, Zydrad, he's got more ERS than Midzi. He's not using any, and Zydrad is going to try and move here around the outside again. We've gone on board with Midzi to see if he fights back. He doesn't. Zydrad has the move completed before they get to the first corner. Zydrad, of course, having a lot better race than he has in the last couple of weeks. Of course, was on the podium for, I think, about 6 races in a row, then hasn't got a podium since Belgium. It's dropped him down to third in the championship. And so at the moment, he'll be looking to get up there again. Freeman is right on the back of Ryan Jones as well. Maybe going to look for a move up the hairpin.
Freeman.
Is he no?
Yeah, Freeman is always one to make the daring overtake, so he must be really itching to get past Ryan Jones here. But it's not the easiest track to overtake, so when you make your move, you're going to have to make sure...
This isn't Singapore. This isn't Singapore, so it's not going to be that ridiculous an overtake, but... Yeah, Snipes in the gap now, 4.9 to Race Roller. Who is, yeah, absolutely right with these guys now. He's depleted his overtake to get there, but the others don't have any as well either.
Yeah.
Zydrad's probably the only exception.
I was going to say, I
don't
don't
think...
think...
use is to get clear of the DRS of Midzi.
I don't think we're going to see much...
hopefully pull a gap on the cars behind.
I don't think we're going to see much change between Zydrad, Midzi, Ryan and Freeman, if I'm honest. And actually, Race...
I think the one to look out for at the moment is it is Hoopalicious, because I'm sure the gap, he's looking like he's quite comfortable with his ERS, is Hoopalicious, and he's on the hards, and Jam's mediums will be wearing more towards the end of the race.
I've just noticed in the Twitch chat actually that Sotia Clock is hoping Freeman stays in 7th. If you viewers don't know why that is because on Friday, Sotia Clock effectively became the most successful driver in SLR history with his 2nd place. I've got to congratulate Clock on that. So he'd be one very happy.
That's a big achievement from him.
Yeah, he'd be very happy if Freeman doesn't finish above 7th, which at the moment is currently 7th.
Yep, and of course the driver that Freeman would have to overtake to get up higher than 7th would be Ryan Jones, who is Sotia Clock's teammate. So it might be a bit of that as well. As now looking at this, we have the 2 battles, and then 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, all the way down from 9th onwards are kind of in their own races at the moment. Seen Darnell's pit for softs as well, challenging Merckx for that fastest lap, it looks like. He feels his mediums won't go to the end. See Owen in the chat saying points are still on Tom. Come on. Of course, Tom is UK Beast Assassin. And him and Owen are cousins, so bit of family love there for Beast.
Things you love to see. Yeah, the race is got a bit stale at the moment. I think the fact that you've got so many drivers who are pretty much down to the brim on ERS, on their ERS, we're not seeing a lot of movement, but I would not rule out anything from Hoop. I reckon he's saving it for the last few laps.
Absolutely not. He's got 70% ERS, does Hoop. He's pretty much one of the only ones who does have a bit of ERS. And yeah, he's not using any at all. Just he looks like he's easily able to stick with Jam. Jam might be saving some himself. He does have 33. That is enough for maybe Wolf fighting the position once, maybe twice. Could we see Hoop's first winner this season? He's got a couple of podiums so far, I think. I don't know whether he did keep his podium in the last race. I think he got P3.
Yeah, he got P3. And just going back to Snipe, he's on the soft tyre. He isn't making the progress I expected, so I reckon P9 will probably end up being his finishing position this race.
Yeah. As is Hoop going to try to maybe close up on Jam this lap? No, he's not. Oh, Race Roller picks up his first penalty of the race. Maybe could cost him a bit, but we'll have to wait and see. Zydrad has now broken out of the DRS of Midzi just about. As Ryan Jones is now on the fringes of the DRS of Midzi as well. With Freeman looking like he could be maybe trying a move on Ryan Jones at some point, getting that P6.
You see it now, Clock is on the edge of his seat as Freeman gets ever closer. Is he going to test up something here for a move?
Darnell sets the fastest lap of the race with a 27.5. So, at the moment, he's got the 25 bonus points for fastest lap. But now, in all seriousness, that's a bit of pride on what's been a very unlucky race from SLR Darnell.
Yeah,
Of course, being knocked down the field due to the connection of Bezos and then that contact that he had.
Hoops, sorry, Sam. Hoop is right behind Jam. I've just saw the gap go down to 0.2 seconds.
Is he going to have his first attack now?
I think he's going to go for it.
He's using a lot of his overstake now.
Yeah, he's going to go for it.
Jam is very low on his.
Look at the.
I think he is. Is he going to go to the outside? He does. Going to go on board with Jamham now. Is he going to fight it? He does. Hoopalicious backs out of it. Oh, I don't know whether Hoopalicious should have backed out of that. It looked like he may have had the move done, but he's playing it safe.
I think he outbroke himself. I think he went a bit wide, and of course he's got 3 more lap shakes, so he's got 3 more chances. I think he knows he's got the speed and the pace to beat Jam in this, so just be wise to it.
Yeah.
Just still need to be wary of the threat behind, though, from the current championship leader, Ham.
Hoopalicious just locks up a bit into Degner too. Yeah, that's the thing. If he tries a move and doesn't pay off, he touches him.
Yeah, yes.
Is this gonna put Ham with them? Maybe, but Hoop is right on the back of him, and he is gonna try and move into Spoon.
Oh my word!
Oh, I'm gonna watch this from Ham's perspective.
Lads. He's done it around the outside.
He's done it. What a move!
And now Jam's the threat from Ham. If tell you what, if Ham's gonna go for it, this will help out Hoop. But he's run out of hers.
The championship leader and his current championship second place driver are going side by side and battling here into the final chicane for the second spot on the podium.
Oh no, what's happened? Migrating
host.
Oh no,
UK Beast
gone.
Assassin is left.
Right, I have to invite him back.
I have to get him back. Oh, as Ham is trying a move on Jam. No, thinks better of it. Both of them haven't got much ERS, and Hoop does have quite a bit, and is on the hard tyres, so we'll probably be able to stretch away at this stage.
I think we're going to see Hoop check out now.
Yeah,
I think he's got it all. I think he's got the tyre grip. He's got the tyre life. He's got the ERS. I think, yep, we're going to see him check out now. If he can just keep it on the track, not get any time penalties, I think he's done it.
Yeah, of course, Jam is not going to be happy that Hoop did make contact with him, which gave him that poor exit, which made Hoop get past and Spoon. But we move, and Beast is back.
Yeah, good.
Lost about 3 seconds or so from that disconnect.
We might have
Real
a final
shame from him.
We might have a battle here for the final point. Jitto is right behind Smokes, half a second behind.
Yep. Jitto, of course, he pit really early onto the hards, but his hard tyres are holding up a lot better than Smoke's mediums, it looks like. Don't know how their penalties are. I know they both do have some, but
there seems to have been a gap
Jitto
now.
wants a point on track.
So there's a 2-second gap now between Midzi and Ryan Jones. And
Midzi's closed right up his Hydraulic.
Race Roller almost made a move on Freeman there. Almost did a Freeman-esque overtake, but it's affected him on the exit. So that threat has gone now for Freeman.
Yeah, all 3 of them are very low on ERS, so I don't think they'll be able to get the run. You do need that extra ERS to be able to challenge into turn 1 here. Very, very difficult track to overtake. It's back at the front. Jam has kept within the DRS of Hoop. But it looks like Hoop will have him covered on ERS-wise anyway.
I think he will, but he's going to do everything he can, is Jam. Of course, he wasn't the Division 1 champion of last season for nothing, so there's absolutely no doubt whatsoever he is going to give it his best shot. He got Beast and Mercs into the pits again, though. Let's go for another set of softs, or let's call it a day.
I think that was the AI car probably pitting Beast.
Oh, no.
Maybe. I think we saw that happen to Craig yesterday in Division 3.
We did, as we come up to chicane for the penultimate time. Are we going to see anything from Jam?
Looks like he's a little bit far back. Crofty would say that he could make a move here, but don't think he'll be able to. Hoop, he's been getting good exits from the final chicane all race, and he's got another one there. And Jam does look like he's a bit too far back as well. But Midzi is going to have a final attack on Zydrad for P4.
Are we going to see something from Freeman, though? Freeman's, is he going to do something on Ryan Jones?
Is he going to try on Ryan Jones? Ryan Jones, does he outbreak himself? No, it looks like it's fine. Race Roller, of course, waiting in the wings. I think Bunny, I think Hoop was in SLR previously, but has rejoined in the middle of this season. I think he rejoined before Britain or Austria, I believe.
Oh, I mean, he's right behind Zydrad now.
Yep, I've just got on board with it. I think he's going to have a move into the hairpin.
Zydrad goes defensive.
Yeah, but Midzi's going to try the switch back. Zydrad does get better traction, but Midzi's got a good run on him up to Spoon.
He's using the Urs. Oh, is he going to make a move? I don't expect he will. No, he doesn't.
As Freeman is trying a move on Ryan Jones round the outside of Spoon.
Oh, we're going to have to
made the move stick.
Oh, we're going to have to go
side by side.
We're going to have to go back to that though, because they're almost going to finish the race at the front. I'll keep an eye on this one.
Yep, just on board with Hoopalicious as he's crossing the line, and he's going to win the race. So I'm going to go back to Ryan Jones.
Oh, right.
Yellow flag and Race Roller's gone.
Oh, Race Roller's lost it. He didn't bid it though, so no, you don't have to chuck on the Titanic music. I think he's just survived it.
And Freeman just takes P3. Ryan Jones, no, P4, sorry. Ryan Jones P5, Zydrad P6, Midzi P7. After penalties.
Amongst all of that, Jitto managed to get past Smoke. No, he doesn't! He's got more penalties! Smokes gets that last point. Oh.
Yeah, so running through your order, we have Hoopalicious taking the win. Jam Ham in P2, Ham Jam in P3. Freeman takes P4 with a brilliant last lap overtake on Ryan Jones around the outside of Spoon. Ryan Jones takes P5. Zydrad P6, Midzi P7. Of course, they were fighting for P4 on track, but got dropped down after penalties. Snipes in P8, making the medium soft work for a very good recovery after starting, I think, outside the top 10.
Yeah, he started 13th. I'll just quickly say...
Race Roller P9, Smoke P10, rounding out the points.
I'll just quickly say to the stream viewers, please vote your driver of the day.
Merckx crosses the line at the end. So I have Owen saying Hoop driver of the day.
I'll start getting him in the party.
Yep.
Oh, pardon, mate.
So there it is on the podium. Hoopalicious with his first win in SLR this year. I know he has been in it before. I don't know if he's won a race previously, but yeah, look at that. Zydrad and Midzi, 6 seconds worth of penalties, and ultimately that did cost them against Freeman and Ryan Jones.
We've got a second drive of the day vote for Hoop. We've got one for Ham. How do you want to do the interviews, Sam? How do you want to do them?
So it's up to you, I guess.
I mean,
do you want to have the winner? Do you want to interview the winner, or?
Oh, well, I don't mind. I mean, I can ask them all a question, or you can come in and ask them one as well. Totally up to you. I mean,
yeah, I guess you can take P3. I'll take P2. You take P1.
Yep, yeah, that's fine with me. We'll just wait for. We've got another vote for Hoop. We've got them all in the party. I'm ready.
Hearing your votes tallying up for all of you, and
yeah,
I think we've got all three of them. So remember to tick your boxes as always.
Right. Okay. In that case, I guess we'll get started. We'll start off with third place, which was current championship leader Ham Jam. Ham, congratulations on third place. I remember speaking to you a bit for the past few days. You weren't feeling very confident going into it, and you're saying any points in Japan would be a fantastic race. So, first of all, to get a podium at this track, which is not the easiest, how do you feel, Ham?
Yeah, I'm really pleased. Thanks, mate. Yeah, I had been struggling in the week a bit for pace. Had a really understeery setup that I'd used on the Wednesday race, So I've got to thank Kolka for this one a bit because she gave me her setup and it felt a lot better. So I was using it for the last couple of days, and I think that's really what got me into that position. I mean, overall, yeah, really pleased with third. Only lost 3 points to James as well. So yeah, championship leads 53 or something now, which is quite nice still. I mean, that's pretty much as good as it could have got, I think. Slightly disappointed with quali to only be P6. My theoretical for the session was P3, but I kind of did one good sector on each of my 3 laps in Q3, so it kind of ended up not being great. But then, yeah, made a couple of overtakes, and then basically just didn't quite have the ERS really. I'd used all my battery early on to gain a couple of places off the start, so I was never really in a position to challenge for the top 2. So I kind of just sat there in third, making sure I didn't get a pen and hoping that the other 2 did, but obviously they didn't. But yeah, well done to both of them. Really good drives from the pair of them. Hoop as well, hards to the end. Well, hards to the end as in, I mean, we were on mediums, so he did well. He had really good pace. And James as well. I think he got a little bit unlucky there to lose the win. So yeah, unlucky to him, but well done to the pair of them.
Yeah, I've got to ask Ham. Of course, the winner of the race hoop went with a softer, hard stint. Do you think, well, even though it wasn't the race strategy, do you still think maybe soft to medium was the best strategy, or do you think hard? It might have been hard looking back now.
Nah, I'm not sure. I think I don't know about James. I wasn't quite able to capitalise on the pace on the mediums straight away. I think if I had done, it might have been different. I think the hards and the mediums are fairly similar, so I don't think it's much of a difference. But I think given the circumstances we were in with fresh tyres off the start, I think softs mediums probably was the better strategy. But well, what do I know? Because obviously the guy who won the race did softs hards.
Yeah. Well, congratulations once again on third place. A very good result, as always, which, well, makes your position at the top still look very nice as we go into the last 4 rounds. So, Sam, over to you for P2.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Yep. Just a quick word on Ham first.
Yep.
He's Statman Clock has put in the stream chat that you've equaled BCT Legends 27 podiums, so you're now got the 3rd most SLR podiums out of anybody.
Love
to see. So that's a little milestone for you. I know Clock likes his stats. So
yeah, no.
So yeah, now yep. So well done on that as well.
Thank you.
And now moving on to our P2 driver, Jam Ham, closing in the points slightly on your brother, but given your starting positions, maybe a little disappointed. So how do you feel about that race?
No, I'm extremely disappointed, to be honest. I got hit at the hairpin and then got overtaken straight away, which was, yeah, make of that what you will. But I think he would have got me anyway. But yeah, no, I think I deserve to win that race. Don't really have much more to comment on it, to be honest.
Yeah, of course we will see what will happen in the show's room. Of course, like upside compared to recent weeks is you were able to show what your pace was like from the front right at the start. Of course, qualifying in P2 rather than getting knocked out in Q2. So, was the feeling generally of relief when you made it into Q3, or were you expecting to be able to just get the job done, not really thinking about previous weeks?
Well, I knew my pace was good around here compared to the previous tracks. I'd been quick in quali and race practice all week, so yeah. A little relieved to make it through to Q3 because obviously I hadn't done for the last couple of weeks. But no, I was confident I could do it. So yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, congratulations on the P2. Of course, results may change after penalties and stuff, but that's not something to discuss here, especially when the person the incident involved in is in the party at the moment as well.
Yeah.
And Southerners, do you want to add any comments first? Southerners.
I just think
to Jam
again. I spoke to Jam a bit just before the race, and like Ham, felt a lot more confident going into the race today than a few days ago. Both on the podium once again, even though none of them won it. Again, showing why they are the absolute goats in this league. So congratulations to them both again. that driver's title. It's going to go on for a few more races yet because of the never giving up attitude from Jam. But yeah, fantastic stuff. Should we move on to first place then?
Yep.
Yep.
You
Stuff.
can ask the first question if you like.
Yeah, I will. Right, so you're the race winner today, Upalicious. Upalicious, congratulations, my friend. I know you were in SLR previous. Forgive me, I don't know if you ever won a race before today.
I think this is my first one, yeah.
Fair enough. Well, in that case, congratulations on your first SLR win. First of all, how does it feel to become an SLR winner?
Thank you. Feels good, but it was a pretty hard race, I have to say. Because on the grid I did select the soft medium strategy, but for some reason they put me on the hards. So it just made the race even harder for me, so I just try to keep my head down and keep up with the guys.
No pun intended.
So, yeah.
Well, I've got to ask then. I mean, of course, soft medium was going to be the initial strategy, but in the end it was soft hard through, well, a series of unfortunate events. But was soft hard the better strategy in the end? I mean, I know you won, so on paper it was the best strategy, but looking back now, do you think it was a good bit of misfortune?
I think the way things played out with Jam pitting really early, I think if he would have stayed out a bit more laps, he would have had a better end of the race on his tires than me. So I don't know. In this case, the soft hard strategy was better. But if we're going by like, if they pitted like lap 13, maybe I think the soft medium would have worked.
Yeah. Well, the last question from myself for you is, you've been a reserve now for quite a few races. This is your third podium on the bounce. I think you've had a second, third, or a third, first. It's looking good for next season. I mean, if you're a full-time driver from race 1 next season, will we possibly see you fighting at the top with Ham and Jam?
I hope, but I can't wait for next season, so I'll still be here.
Yeah, so it's certainly looking tasty for it. Over to you, Sam, for any questions for Hoof?
Yeah, I mean, of course, like, because Jam mentioned it, we saw on stream that you two made a little contact together,
Yeah.
and of course he's not very happy about that. So I've got to ask, like, how did that feel from your perspective? I saw like you made slight contact on the hairpin, and then of course made a brilliant move in spoon anyway. But
I don't know what it was.
But there is a.
Go on.
Yeah, but of course there was the contact that was made, which did put him out of sorts a bit. So are you feeling?
I think we should leave that for the stewards.
Do you feel like it was?
I'd have to jump in there. I think we should just leave that for the stewards. I mean,
okay.
Who's won the race?
Jam did mention it.
Yeah,
Jam did mention it. So
I think I deserve that win though, just because of how hard I fought during that race, and plus,
you drove.
I don't know what
very
it
well.
was,
Absolutely.
but he was pretty slow on the apex. I don't know what it was, if it was his tires or what, but whatever. Stewards will decide, I guess.
Yeah, and also, do you think your race would have been better if you'd have gone onto the mediums rather than the hards, which the game did give you, or do you reckon that the soft hard was the better strategy at the end? I think Southerners has already asked this, but because of course I think you came out ahead of Jam, did you?
Yeah.
After the
yes. Yeah, and then he overtook me on the outside of turn 1, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you had a fantastic battle all the way through, of course.
Yeah, I do think the soft hard strategy was the best in this race, though. I guess I'm pretty lucky the game gave me that, I guess.
Yeah, well, anyway, congratulations on your victory. Well, yeah, as I said, we'll leave that.
Thank you, guys.
And we'll hope to see you fighting at the top next season, as we said.
Thank you.
So I think that might be everything.
Yeah, I think it is. Just before we sign off, I just want to add, well, just a little shout out for Snipes, of course. Finishing 8th, making up 4th places, pretty much making the medium to soft work. So congratulations to him. And we've got to mention Freeman. I think he moved up a few places, crossing the line from 7th. So Freeman, on paper now, the most successful SLR driver, I believe. I think I saw something earlier from Clock saying that he enjoyed it whilst it lasted for a few days. So congratulations, Freeman. Might not have won the race, but you currently lead the SLR all-time standings.
Of course, we could see that battle between Clock and Freeman kind of flip from race to race now, as Clock's going to be racing first every weekend and is the driver that is behind at the moment. So with a good result, Clock could claim that lead back over Freeman again, and then Freeman could claim it back again in the next race in USA. Fun little competition for both of them.
Yeah.
But yes, I thought that was, whilst there were a lot of periods where drivers were quite neutralised, they did put on a fantastic show. Racecraft looked to be very, very clean for that entire race. Of course, a few incidents, but it's such a difficult track to pass and such a difficult track to follow in dirty air that they put on a real fantastic advert for SLR, especially our top three. I think they were 9 seconds ahead of the rest and fighting absolutely tooth and nail to the end.
Absolutely.
Now the championship gap between Jam and Ham has gone down a bit, so that's one to look out for USA.
It is. I mean,
I think actually Ham can seal it in USA.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Yeah, I mean,
if the gap stays at 54 points and there's no effect on the race results, then yep, Jam can get 79 points ahead, which is what he needs to seal the title with 3 races left. So that's one to look out for next week.
Yeah, so it is possible, but I think when you're either Ham or Jam, yeah, I don't think anything will happen next week. I think you'll more or less see them both in the top 5 at least again next week. So
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, to follow on what you said,
it's one to look out for if one of them has an incident next race, of course. But yeah, expect them to both be fighting up there. Both exceptional drivers.
Yeah.
And yes, I think we'll leave it on that. Make sure you join us next week for the US of A. I think that's. Oh no, there's one more Asian race left. Of course, done our European season. A few more races in the Americas before we come to Abu Dhabi for the end of the season. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back on Wednesday for the side pod, Thursday for the Formula 2, Friday for Division 1, Saturday for Division 3 and Division 2, and Sunday for Elite again. It's been a pleasure presenting this race for you. I've been SLR Sam here with Southerners, and thank you all for watching.